Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most powerful and honestly one of the coolest tools in the browser exploitation space. BeEF, which stands for Browser Exploitation Framework. In this video we're going to do a complete quick start guide, installing BeEF on the latest Kali Linux, hooking our first browser safely done on our own lab. Important disclaimer before we begin: everything we do here is strictly for authorized penetration testing, red team exercises, or educational purposes in your own isolated lab environment. Never use this against systems you don't own or have explicit written permission to test. Stay legal, stay ethical. Now we're going to install BeEF and wait for it to finish the installation with this command: sudo apt-get install beef-xss-y. Now type this command to run BeEF XSS framework. Now it is asking you to create a new password for BeEF's login page. Type the password and make sure to remember it properly, as we are going to need it to log into BeEF. Alright, now it should bring us to the page. Here, type user as BeEF and the password, which you already created, and then click on Login. Now here you can see a bunch of options you can use. I will now create a simple HTML Hello World page to demonstrate BeEF Framework's attack methods. Now, copy this hook.js code to embed it into our HTML page so that we can establish the connection into our BeEF Framework browser for controlling the client session. Now let's start the Apache 2 server on our Kali Linux to host a local HTML page. Also, for remote practical testing or usage, you can run everything on VM Cloud or a VPS as well. Now let's start out Apache 2 server with this command. Now I'm going to create a directory, in other words, folder inside, var www.html with mkdir-p. Make sure to run it with sudo. Now let's create the folder with nano and the folder location. I'm going to name the folder hello_world. And create a file called index.html. Let's paste the contents and save it with Ctrl+O and hit Enter, and then Ctrl+X to exit. As you can see, we're on our local Apache 2 server here. Let's move to our simple Hello World HTML page now. As you can see, this is our actual local IP that is hosting the Apache 2 server. Copy it and then paste. Now type / followed by our previous folder that we had created, which is hello_world. As you can see, this is the page. You can also modify this page even more to make it look legit. As for me, since I am using this page just for testing purposes, that is why I haven't modified it much. You can also copy a legitimate website with some browser extension and inject the hook.js on it as well, just for the information. Now, we're going to inject the hook.js into the HTML page. I'm going to paste the script right between the header tags below the title. Make sure to replace this with your real IP on the URL for hook.js. Let's save and exit now. Now, after embedding the hook.js script into the page, it should create a client session. From here on, we have many command options to use. You can also get the logs here. You also have options such as capturing the webcam of the connected client that has visited the page, but it only works if you are using it as HTTPS. Let's try an alert JavaScript. You can also write your own script here and try. Here in the Details section, you can check the details of user agent and get the IP and other details. We also have the Network tab that shows how the connection is being established. Let's try to get the screenshot of that page with Spider Eye. You can also redirect the user that visits this page to another one with redirect option. Let's send the client user to our Apache server. Now let's try some social engineering commands. Let's try Pretty Theft to pop up a fake login page to the client. Now, I'm going to enter code haveaux as my username and 12345 as the password and login. As you can see, it is the same credentials here when I check on the command that got executed. You can also pop up a fake notification bar to the user to trick into possibly installing a payload. Here you need to place the actual URL to the payload for the download to happen, and then you can also edit the notification message and execute it. Obviously, nothing was found because I had not placed the actual URL to the payload file. But that is what an attacker can do, which can be dangerous. You can also get the location of the user client that visits the page with this option, but it requires HTTPS to work. But I'm doing everything locally here, so this won't work for me. To stop BeEF XSS, you can use the command sudo service BeEF-XSS stop. And that's BeEF in action, a powerful demonstration of just how much control an attacker can gain through a single XSS vulnerability. Stay vigilant and never click suspicious or unknown links, especially from emails, messages, or untrusted sites. That's one of the most common ways these attacks start. Stay safe